In celebration of the 50th anniversary of Title IX, the Mountain West is honoring trailblazing women and their achievements of both the past and present during each of the conference championships throughout the 2022-2023 sports season. Hi everyone, I'm Bridget Howard here inside the Mountain West Network studio. Spring championship season is underway as we continue our celebration of the 50th anniversary of Title IX. Well, as our softball championship gets set for first pitch, it's a pleasure to bring in the all-time winningest coach in the Mountain West and in San Diego State history, former Aztec Softball head coach Kathy Van Wyk. Kathy, it's a pleasure to have you join us today.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. I appreciate it.
Well, your softball journey began at Texas Women's University before you transferred to Cal State Fullerton in 1981 after TWU dropped its softball program. What was that period of time like, having to pivot and find a new school to continue your college career at?
Well, it was extremely difficult. We'd won a national championship in my freshman season there in 1979, and my sophomore year we did very well as well, and we ended at the regionals. But to then come back your senior year, you're ready to make it the best year ever, and find out in August, just prior to the start of the season, that they were dropping the program was very, very difficult. I chose to stay at TWU for another semester and use that semester to train and to choose my next step. And that's when Judy Garman contacted me, and I chose Cal State Fullerton to continue my career.
Well, Cal State Fullerton was where you really cemented yourself as one of the top collegiate pitchers in NCAA history. 1982 was a season of pure dominance from you on the mound. You went 35-1 with a 0.18 ERA, featuring 4 no-hitters, back-to-back perfect games, and 26 shutouts. Throughout college, you were a 5-time Amateur Softball Association All-American, a Broderick Award winner, an award given to the nation's top collegiate player, and in 1985 and 1989, a member of the U.S. softball team. Looking back at your playing career as a whole, what stands out to you and makes you most proud about what you accomplished?
Well, that's a tough question. I think probably the Broderick Award was very prestigious, and it was something that I had never thought of, to find out and now look back on that and think, I was chosen by coaches and media around the country as the best player. It was amazing. And then to go on later and play with the U.S. national team, get to travel to China, to Japan, to Italy, Australia, New Zealand, all the places we went, you can't even describe what a highlight that is. And now as I look back on it, I think, wow, I wish I'd paid closer attention then.
Well, after your playing career, you stepped into the coaching side of things and never looked back. You started as an assistant coach at Cal State Fullerton, helping the Titans to the 1986 NCAA national title. What or who influenced you to get into the coaching side of the game? Well,
I think my first coach at Texas Women's University, Donna Terry, was the biggest impact on my career and on my life. Outside of my parents, Donna was just a driving force for me, someone that impressed me and that I always wanted to strive to please, whether it was from afar or right next to me. But she really impacted the idea that I might be able to teach the sport. She was a very thought-provoking individual and really made us think hard about why we did what we did and how to put things together. And I wanted to impact young players to do the same thing. I was fortunate that Judy Garman offered me the assistant coaching position right after I had just finished my career, and to get to start again, sometimes with players that I had played with, was, I think that was really an honor. And I got to get my feet wet and see both sides of, you can be a player and be a coach, and it's very different. And that was a huge step.
You began your coaching tenure at San Diego State in 1995 and have had a front row seat to the evolution of Mountain West women's sports over the last 2 decades. How have you seen the game of softball specifically grow and garner more attention for its athletes?
Well, softball now compared to softball back when I played is vastly different. The athletes are better. The tools, the equipment, the things that we use are better. The stadiums, the growth of the appearance of the sport, the fact that, players are using these types of team rooms and locker rooms and things that just the benefits that the players have right now. It's amazing. It's fun to watch it. And the notoriety, watching every single game of the College World Series, of the regionals, super regionals, now every single game is on television. And where it used to be, we were lucky to get 2 or 3 on. So it's fun to watch.
People mark their calendars for that College World Series now. I mean, I know I enjoy watching it every year on ESPN. Well, just like your playing career, you've certainly left your mark on the sport of softball, but especially at San Diego State, guiding the program for 25 years, a 5-time Mountain West Coach of the Year, 11 NCAA tournament appearances, 7 regular season titles. I mean, the list goes on. When you think about your career at San Diego State, what do you cherish most about your time on Montezuma Mesa?
Well, it's hard to put 1 or 2 things in place. Watching the growth of the program over the course of those 25 years, when I first got there, I had to convince them that it was important for the girls to lift weights and get some time in the weight room. I had to talk people into helping us improve the facility. Right now, it's totally different. And as I look back on it, I think the most memorable time that I have is when the very first time we ever qualified for the national championship. And at that time, I remember Sandra Durazo was our -- 1 pitcher, and just the joy, seeing the players celebrate when they announced our name and we got the opportunity to go. That was something I'll never forget.
Well, we kind of just touched on it, but the game of softball has exploded in the last decade, and there's now a much-deserved buzz and excitement in the media surrounding the game and the Women's College World Series like we just spoke about. I mean, it's become a must-see event every season. What makes you most excited about the state of softball right now and the future of the game?
Well, I think that excitement by itself is seeing the other people become true fans and appreciate what the girls are doing out on the field, appreciate how hard they work, and the fact that these girls do it for the love of the sport. They don't have a lot of opportunities beyond this time in their life. There are some professional opportunities, but it's so limited that the vast majority of these players are just out there because they love it. And that love is contagious. Everybody wants to be a part of that. So it's fun to watch. And I think it's not just the avid softball fans. It is gaining it's a snowball effect. We're gaining so many more fans along the way.
Well, Kathy, you've accomplished so much throughout your playing and coaching career, coaching and teaching the next generation of athletes, and certainly leaving your mark on the game of softball that will last forever. We are so thankful to be able to honor and amplify your journey as part of this 50th anniversary of Title IX. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate the fact that I was blessed to be at San Diego State for 25 years, because in this career, that is not easy to do. And I thank San Diego State for what they did for me.
Well, that's Kathy Van Wyk, former San Diego State softball head coach, who has and is continuing to make her mark. From the Mountain West Network studio, I'm Bridget Howard.